Good evening, everyone, and welcome to round 2 of season 62, which is our MX5 Cup Car Championship in Raceroom Racing Experience here from racerrleagues.com. As I said, round 2 comes to you from Sonoma Raceway Long, and let me just adjust my my volumes. That will be better, I think. So yeah, race 2 for this championship, live from Sonoma with some commentary. And as you can hear in the background, everybody is frantically setting practice lap times with 5 minutes to go until the 15-minute qualifying session. But we will go through some info from the last round, go through the championship standings first, and then we'll dive right into the action. The drivers just had their driver's briefing with all the briefing notes to take care and have a good race, just like last time around. Here are the results from Portimao National 2 weeks ago. We had 2 races with 26 drivers, and race 1 was won very dominantly by Pavel Mukonin, starting from pole position and never giving that first place away, eventually winning the race with a 7-second gap to Marvin Mackenberg, which was also quite lonely in second, with Tom Korhonen in third spot. And yeah, he was the first one to have a really close finish. And up and down the grid there were very close battles throughout the race. We had a very clean first lap, which always provides some great racing. We only had one DNF, that was Tommi Kosunen, but he was back for more in race 2, where we had a full reverse grid. So Tommi Kosunen actually started on pole position, and eventually it was Nigel Wood taking a new RR Leagues win at Portimao National, followed by Rick Binnersley, 5.6 seconds behind, and then Tom Korhonen only 2/10 behind Rick Binnersley in third spot. And yeah, most notably, as you can see, Tom Korhonen taking 2 podium spots, starting from all the way down the field, making it up to P3. We'll have to see if he can do that again, but that of course puts him right there in the mix for the Drivers and Teams Championships. So Tom Korhonen, 2 third places, 116 points. He's followed by Pavel Mukonin, who won the first race, and then P11 for the second race, and Maarten Bakker with a P4 and a P10 in third spot. Now after race 2, so after this race, there will be some changes made, because there will be a AM Cup Championship also created, so some drivers will be invited to drive in the AM Cup, in the AM category, and have their own little championship battle. But for now, these are the full drivers' standings. And in terms of teams, we have Tom Korhonen and Marcel Lukken topping those sheets, and then Maarten Bakker and Frederik Söderstedt in second position, with Speculacious, Marvin and Sven Mackenberg, the 2 brothers, in third spot. Quite a lot of teams still having a lot of opportunities to crawl back up on that leaderboard, so it's only round 2. Everything is still to play for. Let's quickly get to know the track for tonight, and then we will dive right into the action. So Sonoma Raceway, not a very known track, for myself included, but as you will see, a very fun track. 49 meters of elevation gain and loss over a 4-kilometer track, with a lot of fast chicanes, a lot of uphill, downhill braking zones, some hairpins. So everything, this track has everything to provide us with some great racing. And as you can see already on the left, sometimes being put in, and at the moment it's Sarah van Vliepland with a 143.4 topping the timing sheets. We've had a short restart of the server not too long ago, with a small issue with the server settings only. So those times were erased, but at the moment, Sarah Fiepland, followed by Manojlovic, followed by Mackenberg. Very, very close times, and as you will see during the qualifying session, we will follow some drivers around for this lap, just to get to know the track and see where there might be some opportunities to make a pass. Let's have a quick look if we can drive. See Radek Pavlacek pushing his MX-5 to the limit here around Sonoma Raceway, and now he's alone, but in just a bit he will be joined by 25 other drivers, and he doesn't want to be doing that, going onto the dust and maybe ruining his tires in the process. But here fast chicanes to end the lap here at Sonoma, and he dives straight into the pits. Let's hope no one has to do that during the race, because there's not really any pit stops planned. We have two 25-minute races only, so two sprint races. Everybody finishing their last laps, 20 seconds remain on the clock, and then we will go straight into the 15-minute qualifying session, which will be a sight to see. If you have any suggestions on who we should be watching here on board during the qualifying sessions, feel free to leave that in the chat and we'll do so. But if not, let me see who we can follow, who might be an interesting candidate. Let's see if we can follow Ivan Chekhov. He's the only new addition to the grid compared to last week, to 2 weeks ago, sorry. And he's down from the jacks and on his way. Everybody getting their qualifying setups ready, taking all the fuel out of the cars and heading out for what is a frantic lap, that is for sure. Let's go on board. And as you can see, this elevation change in the first sector is already massive, going uphill, and that really affects how the car handles. And the curbs are quite high, as you can see. Hard braking zone here, just a bit too late on the brakes. Everybody now on their outlap. Let's see who makes the most of this qualifying session. But as you know, a full reverse grid for the second race, so nothing is lost. That's the beauty of this format. Everybody has a second chance for the second race. I'll keep an eye out for any special timings, but we first need to get a banker lap in, as we say, to just see where we are on the grid. But 143s, 142s, I guess, will very much be in the realm of possibilities. And here you can see that final sector, very quick, just some small taps of the brakes, shifting down. And here we go with Ivan Chekhov, who is really taking it to the limit here to get a good run out of the last turn. Let's see if it gives him any time. So across the line to start the timer. Very, very long left hand kink. We start to have a slight braking zone there, going uphill through the chicane. That was solid. Turn it in here. That was already a bit on the limit. And as we said in the driver's briefing, there was some concern during the Portimao race for rolling the car, and that risk is very much here as well. As Chekhov sets a purple time, so we're following the right guy at the moment. By no means a perfect lap so far, but pretty decent. That means there's still room for improvement, of course. Making the track as wide as possible. Everybody now. Times will be coming in very shortly, so Arella 43.8, Wood and Haas are half a second behind. Chekhov approaching the final braking zone now. Clive Britton goes top of the timing sheets. Where does Ivan Chekhov end up? Very hard braking, a bit too hot into the last corner. And the car behind pushing him all the way. He's very, very close. Let's see where he ends up. 12th position only, so yeah, sectors 2 and 3 were not great for Ivan Chekhov. Now let's have a look. Tom Krogon, our championship leader, in 13th at the moment, as Britain stays at the top of the timing sheets for now with 19 laps, 20 laps been put in. Yeah, rolling the car. Let's hope Tom is okay in there. Jumps right back to the pit box. Then it's Ralph Arella at the moment in 4th position and improving, and he's going to cross the line now. Can he improve from 4th position? He's 3/10 down. Nope, he doesn't improve. A bad last sector as Pavel Mukonin goes top of the timing sheet. So, oh, sorry, Ralph Arella did make it into 2nd. A little bit of confusion as we have 9 minutes and 20 seconds left on the clock. Just a small note as James Tumulty going to cross the line now. He's in 20th at the moment. Can he improve? He stays in 20th. Manojlovic. Time's really coming down now. Manojlovic, Binnersley, Mackenberg. All in front of Mukonin now. Took a demanding pole in race 1 in the qualifying session. So he is the man to beat in qualifying, I think, at the moment. Cars, a very busy track at the moment. Pavel Mukonin, 2 purple sectors, across the line, and he jumps back to the front, 2/10 clear of Manojlovic. A great run by him. And Ralph Arella also ending his lap. Can he improve again from 5th? Now he's half a second behind on Mukonin. So time's really tumbling down. Who's the first one to get into the 142s? I'm pretty sure that will happen during this qualifying session. There we go, Clive Britton as well across the line. He's also improving. 6th at the moment. He jumps up into 4th. Here's Chekhov at the moment, still in 20th. Our new addition to the grid. Martin Kennens at the moment 26th, but only 3.2 behind, so everything pretty close. 2 seconds covering the top 21. And Mukonin, the first one into the 142s. Great to see, as everybody, I think, now getting ready for their second runs. Half the session over. Most of the drivers are now in the pits, but Jack Camaletto 18th at the moment. He's still doing some laps. Coming up on the final turn. Martin Hughes as well, improving. Marvin Mackenberg improving. Across the line for Camaletto, 18th becomes. Still 18th for him. Can he move further up the grid? Sarah Van Vliepland in 8th position, so she was near the top during the practice sessions and not doing too shabby at the moment. Tom Korhonen, 20th position for the championship leader. He has to improve. I think should have the potential to improve if he's put in the required amount of practice. Jody Perklov as well improving. Sven Mackenberg from 6th position also improving. And at the moment, Mukonin with all 3/10. That's quite a big margin with these cars. What can Tom Korhonen do? Green first and second sector. He's 8/10 up on his own time, so that's not bad. Let's see, that would yeah, put him well into the top 10. So final braking zone. Then we will go to Hughes and Baraklov. They are also improving, but across the line for Tom Korhonen, 20th becomes 15th only. 1 second improvement. Still 1.2 behind Mukonin. Hughes, oh, almost rolling the car, and Baraklov is just in front, finishing his lap now 21st at the moment. But he has a good run, will also improve and put himself into 18th position. Martin Hughes also across the line, and only 3.5 minutes left to go, and that's my cue to tell you that when the timer hits 0, the session is over. There's no completing your lap. If you have not put in the time when the timer hits 0, you will not get a faster time on the timing sheets. Chekhov then, 24th. His first sector of his first lap was promising. Can he improve from here? Ever so slightly, I think. 24th becomes 9th. That's a big jump. That's a good lap. But our top 3 is still Mukonin, Arella, Manojlovic, Britain, and Berners-Lee in 4th and 5th. Where is Nigel Wood, our race winner of race 2 at Portimao? He's in 15th position. So now it's everything is still on the table, everything still to play for. Very wide by Chekhov there. Berners-Lee, oh, really tail happy MX-5 there for Berners-Lee. Who's going quicker? Frederik Söderstedt. In Sector 2. He's in 12th. Can he get into that top 10? Places are getting very, very tough to gain. Cadence 1.9. Wyatt at the moment last, but 2.2, only 2/10 behind Tumulty. So his work, or their work, cut out for them pace-wise. Not too far back. This is a difficult track. This is not an easy track to learn, not an easy track to master. With these cars, it's all about keeping your momentum up. Good second sector for Söderstedt. And Van Vliet also improving. Max Haas improving. 1.5 minutes. So anyone who has not started a new lap yet is too late. This is the last lap for Söderstedt. Can he improve from 13th straight to the line and goes 9th, so jumps into the top 10. Very nice job for him. Mukonin, Arella, Manojlovic stay in the top 3. Tommi Kosunen then 13th. He is faster at the moment. Nobody setting purple sector time, so I think Pavel Mukonin's pole position is safe. In fact, Mukonin, Arella, Manojlovic, Britain are not on the track at the moment. Binnersley and Mackenberg are, and they are improving. At least Binnersley is improving. Let's see, coming up on the final braking zone. Can he improve from 5th? He's only a couple of hundredths of a second down on Clive Britton. Can he make it happen? Nope, the timer hits 0, doesn't make it. So again, a very dominant performance here by Pavel Mukonin for the first race. 142.9, the only driver remotely into the 142s, followed by Arella, Manojlovic, Britton, Binnersley, the Mackenberg brothers, Pavlacek and Söderstedt, with Sarah van Vliet rounding up the top 10. Then it's Martin Hughes in 11th, Tommi Kosunen, Ivan Chekhov, Maarten Bakker-Fillingham, Korhonen and Wood are two race winner from last race. In 17th, Haas, Baraklov, Camaletto, Lucan, Koech, Moll, Kins, Tumulty and Mike Wyatt. And now the drivers have 1 minute to get ready for this race, and I too will take that time to have a sip. What will this first lap bring us? It's a very, very tough one. Let's hope everybody can keep their car on the track and not be caught out by any of the deadly curbs. And then a good first lap always gives us a good race. Everybody setting the fuel, setting the brake bias and brake pressure, because it's a fixed setup championship, so not a lot of options here on these cars that the drivers can change. It's all about the drivers as we get onto the grid. 5 lights are on. Pavel Mukonin is on the right, Arella is on the left for 77. And off we go. It's a good start for Mukonin. He has the inside line. Can Manojlovic? Yes, he can dive from the inside of Arella, so Manojlovic back into second place as they snake through that first sector. Let's go down just a little bit. Very clean so far. Side-by-side action for Mackenberg brothers. And Arella down in third. Oh, there's someone backwards. See who that is. I think it's Söderstedt. No, yeah, sorry, Söderstedt gets going again. But a small incident there. I didn't really catch what happened, but it was suddenly facing the wrong way. bit of a gap already for Vukonin and Manojlovic as we already get almost to the final part of this first lap. 4 minutes still to go. Clive Britton in 5th. Who's made a good start? Let's see who has jumped up. Chekhov is in 11th, so he made a good start. That is for sure. A big battle pack here with Camaletto, Fillingham, Kinnens, Baraklov, Haas just in front. Simon Fillingham. Oh, can he put his nose on the inside for the braking zone for the final turn? There's 3 wide in the back. Don't hit that tire on the left-hand side, guys. As we finish our first lap. It's Vukonin, Manojlovic, Arella. Previously Britain, Mackenberg, Pavlacek, Van Vliet, and Maartenbakker. 2 wide. All through the field. Fillingham versus Camaletto, and Camaletto at the moment stays in front. Oh, sorry, it's Kinnens in the yellow car. Kinnens at the front of the back here. Oh, when he takes that curb, that deadly curb. Oh, and another one. Who was that? That's suddenly Simon Fillingham across the road, clear in front of him. Very, very unfortunate there for Kinnens. Let's have a look. Bittersley right behind Arella. Manojlovic, Martin Kinnens' teammate, doing well in 2nd. If we have a look a bit further back, that's a big gaggle of cars. So close. Let's see from the dash cam of Jack Camaletto. Yes, Haas, Gosselin and Hughes. Oh, goes for the switchback. He's on the inside now for the last turn. Late braking. Can he get it stopped? Yes, he can. Can he get on the throttle? Yes, he can. So slots in between Gosselin and Haas. Now the gap at the front, 1.5 seconds. Tom Korhonen has made it up to P11. Such a difficult track, as you can see, really balancing on the edge of grip in those braking zones. Let's see Clive Britton. Really close, and it's very close as well for 23rd, 24th spot. Lukken and Söderstedt. So everything's still staying close. Even though we had some small incidents for some cars. Small, rolling the car is not a small incident, but luckily we're in the digital world. A small look on the inside there. From Mackenberg. 2 brothers, nose to tail, trying to hunt down Clive Britton. Gordon with a clear track in front of him. Eking out the gap, almost 2 seconds now. Let's see what the rear wing of Clive Britton says. As Van Vliet and Korhonen swap positions. Korhonen now up to P10. Van Vliet 9th position. Pavlacek is sitting there in 8th, just behind the Mackenberg brothers. Oh, Marvin getting very close now. And Pavlacek as well. You can barely see him, but he's right there with him, just behind Sven. Let's see. This is Pavlacek's perspective, and Bittersley is right in front of them. So we have our top three and then a bit of a gap to this pack of cars. They're so very close. Goossenen and dropping down the field just behind Nigel Wood. Oh, this double apex right-hander, very tricky with the high curves on the inside. So there we go. Oh, a bit wide there for Sven. No, Marvin, sorry, 3 wide into the last turn. Who will get out on top? Oh, and there's one of the Meckenberg brothers losing out. 2 wide here still. Van Vliet up into 7th position, so really moving along nicely. And Pavlacek not letting that one go. As I said, up and down the field, some battles. Jody Baraklov for 20th position. He is right behind Andre Mol, his teammate. But all the way down, it's Mike Wyatt is only 30 seconds behind. Probably had a bit of an incident there. Kinnens, as we saw him roll the car, only 24 seconds behind our leader. So pretty close there. And at the moment, that pack behind Sarah Van Vliet is the biggest battle pack that we can watch here. You can see them. It's Meckenberg, Van Vliet, Pavlacek, Korhonen, Bakker, Chekhov, Hughes. Right at the back of this queue. And just in front of them, it's Binnersley and Britton. Also very close, but they're just in front of this pack. Can they stay there in the top 5? Manojlovic, meanwhile, keeping Mukonin honest. Only 2 seconds. As Marcel Lucken and James Tumulty are having a close battle there further down the field. Yes, they have. Looking on the inside. Yes, gets on the power. Now they are side by side. Who will come out on top? Tumulty now just behind, but he's on the inside for the next turn. There he is. There he is. Gets back in front. Great battle here for P22 and P23. Oh, as we think lose, Clive Britton has lost a couple of positions. Dropping down now behind Pavlacek. He was battling hard, I saw with Rick Binnersley. It was very close. But oh, he's losing out now. He has to refocus, not focus on the incident, but just focus on what is happening right now. Down to P9, 3 wide into the last turn. Oh, someone pushes Britton into the pit, into the pit lane. Oh God. Oh, that's very unfortunate. He has to put on the pit speed limiter. Oh, poor Clive, poor Clive. Andre Mol as well is off the track. Oh, so everything kicking off now. So let's regroup. Chekhov at the moment in P9, but has to defend from Bakker and loses the position. Sorry, that's Chekhov up into P8. The orange car was Chekhov. Korhonen then our championship leader in P9. Not too bad. Manojlovic dropping down. No, that was just a timing glitch. But here, Tom Korhonen and Chekhov side by side. They have Maarten Bakker right behind them. Let's see. Whoa! Chekhov instantly filling that space between Bakker and Korhonen. Gap at the front, 2.7 now, and Clive Britton dropping down to 22nd position, but I think he got it back together. Now he has to try and claw up the field again. Oh, Bakker just having a small look, not really a move, but side by side here now. Korhonen and Chekhov. Korhonen has the inside line for the long left-hander. Can he get the braking right on the limit here? That's very, very difficult. Gets it stopped, goes a bit wide here for the turn-in, but keeps it under control. Martin Hughes, 14th position, right behind Marvin Mackenberg, but we stay with this battle at the moment. Oh, can he catch it? Can he catch it? No, he doesn't. Chekhov, well, caught it, but has lost out there, unfortunately for him. And Marcel Lucken and James Tumulty still going at it, but moving up the order. Now in 18th and 19th position. Britain, 22nd after coming out of the pits, as I said. But that must have been very, very close. Oh, Martin Hughes has binned it. He is on the side of the track. Can he get it going once again or not? No, he is our first retirement from this race, unfortunately. But still the action up and down the field. Let's see if I can give you like this. You can see the relative timings. It's a bit handier to see where the battles are as well, if you are looking for one of your favorite drivers, which I might not be covering because there's so much action. And we only have 10 minutes left to go. 15 minutes already flew past. Mukonin 3.2 now. So Manojlovic losing a bit of pace. Oh! Again against the wall. That is my coach, I think. No, sorry, it's Baraklov who went wide in the green car, and sorry to jump back and forth, but Sarah van Vliepland, 6th position, and right behind Mackenberg, who is right behind Binnersley, and Pavlacek just sitting there. Was in 8th before, moved up into P7 now, sorry. And Korhonen also quietly moving up into P8, so a decent run for him. Starting a bit further down the field. And Britain up into 20th position, and having some great battles there as well, I think. Vliepland just showing her nose there on the outside, trying to disconcert Mackenberg. Binnersley seems like he's losing a bit of pace. He now has 3 cars right behind him. Oh, as Van Vliet hits that curb, who has caught out quite a lot of drivers already today, but manages to keep 4 tires on the track. Britain, I think, has also parked it, so that's Britain and Martin Hughes. I think they are teammates, yes. Both parked in the pits. That's very, very unfortunate. Let's see if we can hear from them after the race. What happened there? Oh, very wide there for both Mackenberg and Binnersley. Can Mackenberg get past? He was in front, but not anymore. Binnersley retakes the position. Great racing there from Binnersley. Here we are looking back. The top 3 seems to be fixed for now. Mukonin, Manojlovic, Arella. Manojlovic with the great start up into P2 and consolidating from there, but further down the fit it's a hell of a race for all of these drivers. Look at that load on that outer right tire from Mackenberg. Korhonen has quite a big gap to this pack. Don't see him catching up, so P8 might be the best he can do, but he has Bakker 1/10 behind him, so that's far from over as well. But let's stay with these guys here. And Girl, such great cars here just for racing. As I saw earlier today, a video from Dave Camp, the slower the car, the better the racing, and I must agree with him. It is providing some great racing here in the RR League's MX5 Cup. Binnersley soaking up the pressure. First from Clive Britton, who fell back. Now from Sven Mackenberg. Where is his brother Marvin? He's down in 12th, so something has happened to him as well. Oh, as Manojlovic. No, they keep swapping back and forth on the timing tower, but oh, a small tap there. And that's Sarah Van Vliet taking the position from Sven Mackenberg, I think. Yeah, but Sven is on the inside. Sven is on the inside. Can he retake that position? I think he can. Just makes it there. Lucky that's a very long left-hander to start the lap. There we go. Everything settling down now a bit. Although, let's have a quick look a bit further down. Simon Fillingham and Martijn Kinnens almost doing a Daytona photo finish. But Kinnens at the moment in front. Can he hold off the head honcho of RR Leagues for P21? At the moment he can. Mike Koech as well with Jody Baraklov very, very close. And Marcel Lucken has dropped back from the back of James Tumulty, who's now up into P16. Oh, sorry, James dropping back. Oh, that's very, very wide. And losing a heaps of position. Now just coming out in front of these two. Will he lose out? Oh, being passed left and right. Yeah, Tumulty at the moment dropping down to 22nd position behind Cy Fillingham. And Sarah Van Vliet in P6, not letting Mackenberg and Binnersley go. Pavlacek stays there as well. Let's have a quick look how it's going there at the front. On board with Pavlacek, as close as ever. 3 minutes 45 seconds on the clock. This is some epic racing, guys, and again, a clean first lap is all it takes to have a great evening behind the mic, but also behind the wheel, I'm quite sure. Arella now only 6 tenths behind Manolovic. Is there something brewing there? Pavlacek really has the best seats in the house, as do we. As Tumulty gets involved with Fillingham and Cannons there further back. So this would mean we will have a Hughes and Britain front row. Micro Machines at the front of the grid for race 2, but this one is far from over. 6 tenths still for Ralph Arella. Is he putting the hammer down? Final braking zone here again. Van Vliet goes defensive. And Radek going for the best possible exit. But Van Vliet, of course, covering the inside line, and then it's very difficult to gain a position there. And it's as close as ever between Mackenberg and Chekhov as well for P11. Is there still some drama to come? 5 tenths for Arella. I think after this one more lap to go. Yes. So 1.5 laps to go. Will it change here, or will Rick Binnersley lead this pack? And finish in 4th position. Korhonen in 8th, as I said, but he is closing down. He halved the gap to Pavlacek, but it won't be enough probably to get close unless there's a big incident. Oh, and a big tank slapper there for Van Vliet. Can Radek take advantage? It's a big flat out section almost through these fast chicanes with the high curves. Extremely dangerous. This is an epic track. It's very old as well. I think it's from the end of the 60s, so almost 70 years old. Up the inside, Radek late braking, but Sarah Van Vliet brakes very late as well. Onto the power. Van Vliet is behind at the moment, but she has the inside line. Can she defend once again? At the moment she can, but crucially Radek is on the outside, so Van Vliet cannot turn in. She has to leave in some space on the inside. And they are still side by side, but Radek has to slot in back behind. Epic racing, guys. Radek up the inside now. Can he get the move done? I'm not sure. He's in front at the moment. Can Van Vliet fight back, and Korhonen 1 second behind only, so that's just what it takes. A bit of battling, a bit of side-by-side action, and the guys behind are right there with you. But let's have a look here. Very sorry for Van Vliet and Pavlacek, but Pavlacek at the moment in 6th, but Pavel Mukonin just as in Portimao. A dominant performance, dominant qualifying session, and just start to finish, flag to flag. Another race win for Pavel, and that will be a good boost in the championship's standings. Oh, as Arella and Manolovic will finish the race, only 3 tenths apart from each other. And then we have Binnersley leading the pack from Mackenberg. Pavlacek will finish in front of Van Vliet, but only just, as you can see, almost pushing him. Korhonen in 8th, Maarten Becker in 9th, Max Haas in 10th position, then Ivan Chekhov, Marvin Mackenberg, Jack Camaletto as well finishing, so everybody's still very close. Nigel Wood, middle of the field, 14th, Söderstedt, Koech, Lucken, Baraklov, everybody cooling down now. Kozunen, Fillingham, Tumulty has put himself between Fillingham and Cannons. Martin finishing the race now. Mike Wyatt as well, and Andre Mull. Last of our finishers. And crucially, Team Micro Machines, Britton and Hughes, both in the pits, both retired from this first race, but scrambling to get the car ready for race 2, which is coming up very, very shortly. So don't run away. We have a full reverse grid for the second race, and here are the official results for race 1. So a fastest lap and race win for Mukonin, Manojlovic and Narella with him on the podium. Some great racing, and this is very, very promising for the second race, which will be a lot tougher. The second race was even better at Portimao than the first one, with the reverse grid, and if we can get another clean first lap in, that can provide some epic racing. And we'll have to see if Mukonin, Manojlovic, Arella, the whole top 10 can make it right up the field. Can anyone repeat what Korhonen has done at Portimao? 2 podium spots with a reverse grid in the second race. Just restarting for race 2, and we will be on the grid very, very shortly. So we are back, 30 seconds on the clock for race 2. As I said, a full reverse grid, Micro Machines locking out the front row for race 2. And we'll see what that brings. Live coverage from Sonoma. Everybody is on the grid. Andre Mol will start from 3rd position. The lights are on and off we go. Oh. False start from Martin Hughes. Will have to try and stay in front, but he will have to serve a drive-through penalty. Oh, drama for Hughes. Very, very unfortunate. So far again, snaking through the field. Oh, I think that's Pavlacek. Going over the grass. Or is it Wyatt? No, it's Mike Wyatt. Sorry. Okay, back to the front. Cannons here. As Britton passes his teammate Hughes. Bit of team play there. He knows Hughes has to dive into the pits. Doesn't want to interfere with Clive. Getting as big of a gap as he can. Cannons and Fillingham continuing their battle from the first race. They have Paraklov and Tumulty Koic right behind. The Cannons staying in front. A lot of battles further down the field as well. Let's stay here at the front and see and hope that the pit entry from Martin Hughes doesn't affect anyone's race. I don't think it should. It's quite straightforward to dive into the pits here. Here we go, Clive Britton with quite a sizable gap already. Oh, and Hughes keeps going. Okay, yeah, some team play there, trying to hold up the field as much as possible for Britton to make a big gap. Who is moving up the order? Tumulty, 9th position, swapping positions with Wood. I just saw Cannons threatening Mol. Hughes at the moment holding on to 2nd spot. I think he has 3 laps to take that penalty. Just a bit too eager to get going there. Oh, up the inside for Cy Fillingham. Oof, almost rolling it for Baraklov there, but Fillingham a bit of a push, but makes his way through him. Cannons loses 3 positions. 2 positions in the course of one corner, but is able to defend now from Kosunen and Koech. Britain driving off into the distance, already a 3.5 second gap to Mol. So looking very good. And again, quite a clean first lap, so everybody's still pretty bunched up. Let's see how that looks like in relative standings, as there's a big battle going on behind there. Tumulty, Kosunen, Mackenberg, Haas, Söderstedt, Chekhov, all of them 2 wide, 3 wide going into the last turn. Again, almost someone having to abort into the pits. Very tough. And Hughes, yeah, not really having to keep Mol behind. He stays in 2nd, but he will have to pit eventually. This back here, great to see these MX-5s snaking through the first sector. Oh, and a bit wide there for Chekhov, unfortunately, but he gets back on the track and can continue the fight. Oh, Hughes, can't find him, but he's tumbling down the order, unfortunately. Yeah, probably had a small incident or a small mistake, and then didn't see any opportunity to make a safe rejoin. That's very unfortunate. Mukonin in 25th position. didn't really have the start he was hoping for, I think, or he would have been higher up, but Tumulty up into P8 now. So Britain 4.7 in front of Mol, 5 seconds in front of Filling and Baraklov. Can these guys threaten Clive Britton in any way? It was right up there actually in the top 10 until his unplanned passage through the pits. So he has the pace to oh, Cannons and Koech against these massive tire bundles, but they get going again, and Hughes now into the pits as well to take his drive-through penalty. But everything kicking off now. Look at this. Still, oh, that's Manojlovic and Guinness, that's teammates, unfortunately touching each other, and Guinness getting the worst of it, unfortunately. There's Chekhov moving up into P12. Cy Fillingham doesn't seem to have the pace to reel Clive Britton in. Does anyone behind him have that pace in hand? Let's see. 5-6 seconds is a big gap, and Max Haas here involved in a big battle. Oh, as he hits the tire barriers. Oh, he's not going anywhere. He's not going anywhere. That was very unexpected. Poor Max. And also James Tumulty, I think, out of the race. But Jody Baraklov, he is the one just in front of his is that his teammate Kosonen? Might be. Driving the same livery in any case. But 3 DNFs already. Tumulty, Haas, Kinnens, and Baraklov just outside of that podium spots. Oh, a big lunge there from Mackenberg. Somehow avoids a big crash there, but gets the position. He's now behind Baraklov, and Mol is right in front of them. Söderstedt also in the pits for repairs. Tumulty has parked it, and Kinnens and Haas, as we saw, also parked it. But Söderstedt seems like he's still in the mix for some racing once he gets going again. Here the battle for the podium spots was very tasty at Portimao as well in the second race. "16 minutes and a half left on the clock." Oh, very close. And Fillingham doing a good job, staying at about 6 seconds. Baraklov and Mol. Oh, and the whole back behind. Camaletto as well. But we stay here with this battle. Can we go on board with Kosonen? Of course we can. Here we are. Four-way battle for the last podium spot, and I think a six-way battle behind them as well, behind Nemanja Manojlovic, Camaletto, Arella, Binnersley. All of them so close. And show that in the timing screens as well. You can see behind Manojlovic a lot of cars within 1 second. And Gossonen, oh, just a small tap there. Just didn't leave enough room. Can Gossonen take advantage? He had to get out of the throttle just a little bit, but he's on the outside now. Wood being passed left and right. Oh, but very, very wide. Can Wood do the cutback? They are going 3 wide again, almost. There is Wood. He is at the back of this pack now, and as you can see behind, there's another train of cars there behind. But Clive Britton at the moment running away with this race after a good start. Let's see, Sarah van Vliepland is at the end of this massive pack. Look at that, as far as the eye can see. MX5's nose to tail. And Mecklenburg up into P4 now. Cavaletto, oh, taking a lot of speed there, Van Vliepland, but had to get out of the throttle just a tiny bit because Bakker and Korhonen in front had a small tap. Korhonen is on the inside for this long left-hander and retakes the position from Bakker. Great racing once again. Defensive from Korhonen, too defensive it seems. Can Bakker go around the outside? That would be something. It seems he can, yes. Korhonen compromising his entry and yeah, having to leave space on the outside. He really lost out there. Marvin Mecklenburg, let's just quickly go on board with him. He's hunting down Barraclough for that last podium spot. He has made a bit of a gap to Tommy Gossonen behind, 2 seconds. So he's free to battle here and maybe get close to Cy Fillingham after that. 12.5 minutes left to go, so that's halfway through the race. Or very early on the power, that's what you want with these cars, as much momentum as possible. The battle for the podium. Up the inside, and that's move done for Mecklenburg up into P3. Now, can he get anywhere close to Fillingham? He's 4 seconds behind. If he has the pace, that is doable. Mukonin up to P17. Korhonen 12th position. And Britain still 7.6 in front. As let's have a quick look. 3 wide here in the braking zone. 3 wide behind there as well. Oh, an incident there with Chekhov. Unfortunately, Moll and Chekhov. Chekhov gets going again. But Moll facing the wrong direction. Once again, he didn't have any luck in the last couple of months of racing. But yeah, as I know from personal experience, it passes, Andre, so just keep going. And Nigel Wood, our race winner from race 2 at Portimao, up into P6, doing a good job again, banking some good points each and every race, that is for sure. Meanwhile, Arella this is the end of that battle. It's Korhonen, Bakker, Arella, Van Vliet, Camaletto. Oh, that's a bit too late. Oh, that's gonna be a crash. Yeah, that's Arella out, Bakker out. Can they get going again in a safe way? They can now, but losing heaps of time and lots of positions. Back to this battle then. Manojlovic, Kosunen, and Wood. Well, Wood going a bit wide there, loses the position to Kosunen. Marcel Lucken with his countryman Sven Mackenberg battling for P14 as well. Oh, Nigel Wood off the track. Quite a bit of incidents here in race 2, unfortunately. Nigel Wood, commentator's curse, I think, as Manojlovic. Oh, that was just a small, small server glitch. But he has a good run out of the last turn. It did do something for him. Can he get past Kosunen around the outside? That would be something. Can he get the braking done? Has to brake quite early, but maybe the switchback can help him. Not at the moment. Let's see from the cockpit of Manojlovic, his teammate. He's out of this race, as are Andre Mol and Nigel Wood. Unfortunately parked the car, so 6 retirements now from this race, unfortunately. Oh, really on the limit there. Nemanja trying to gain every little tenth as Marvin shrinks that gap to filling him down to 2 seconds. He has 8 minutes left on the clock to try and get P2. Very, very wide there from Kosunen. Van Vliet and Camaletto again going at it. Let's see. Side by side, Van Vliet in front of Camaletto, not in front. Oh, going through this section side by side. That's gonna be a challenge. Oh. But they do it. Great, great racing. And Korhonen is right there with them. Can Korhonen sneak up the inside of Camaletto? Yes, he can. Korhonen up into P8. Nose to tail for P7. Again, Sonoma Raceway providing some great, great action here. And indeed, Clive, what a race. What a race you are having as well now at the moment. If Clive keeps it together, he's going to win the second race of round 2 of this championship. And we'll have to see in 2 weeks' time what that means for the championship standings, of course. His teammate Martin Hughes, last of the running order, P20 at the moment. And Mukonin and Bakker, frontrunners in race 1 at Portimao, all the way at the back of the grid at the moment. So it's really about racecraft. It's really about keeping your nose clean. And it's as you can see, these cars around this track are on the limit. And just one tiny mistake can mean big drama as we make our way back into the last braking zone of the lap once again. Korhonen comes out on top of this three-way battle. Van Vliet now sandwiched between Korhonen and Camaletto. But not giving up on that P7 spot. Mackenberg. As Van Vliepland goes past once again. So this is far from over. They have 5 minutes of butt clenching action left on the clock. Can Camaletto get past Korhonen? At the moment he has the inside line, but not for long. As I wanted to say, Mackenberg under 1 second from Fillingham. Oh, was there someone pointing the wrong way, but gets going. That was Tommy Kosonen, unfortunately. And again, Van Vliepland now going back in this group. Now it's Korhonen again in P7, or P6, sorry, with Kosonen out. 6/10 for P3. Korhonen, Van Vliepland, Camaletto and Koech starting to join the party. Three minutes and 30 seconds left on the clock. This has cooled down just a little bit. Let's have a quick look at Ralph Arella. He's in 14th. Had a bit of a tussle there at the beginning of the race, unfortunately, and lost out. But a good recovery to 14th at the moment for him. Less than half a second now for Mackenberg. Will it happen? So we actually have Arella, Pavlacek and Lucken here now. Arella leading this pack. And Van Vliepland once again looking at Korhonen, not giving up P6. Camaletto is right there in her rearview mirror. Quite a lot of action for the German driver. And we follow that gap for P3 very, very closely. 3/10 now for Mackenberg. There will be a move. There will be a move. The gap behind to Baraklov is almost 8 seconds. Oh, seemed like a misshift almost from Van Vliepland. Down to 2/10 now. 3/10 again for Mackenberg. Let's go on board with Mackenberg and see what that looks like. Oh, it's a lot closer than I thought. 2/10 now. Can Fillingham defend? He will do so. Make that MX-5 as wide as possible. Oh, goes for the outside line. Didn't expect that to work, but at the moment, panning out well for him. Battle for the podium spots behind Clive Britton. Again, Cy Fillingham defensive on the inside. Mackenberg. A good exit here from that hairpin. Through this section it's very, very tough to get alongside. Korhonen still in 6th. And Britton might be winning this race with over 10 seconds. Oh, a good exit from Marvin Mackenberg. Suboptimal from Fillingham. Can Marvin go around the outside? Oh, Fillingham defending well that inside line. And at the moment, everything stays as it is. Oh, a bit wide. So just has to try and not make any mistakes. But the pressure is huge, of course. The Mackenberg brothers doing great in the Daytona 2.4 race as well. But here, not at the top of the podium steps. Can Marvin Mackenberg still have a last-ditch attempt? Going onto the grass, let's see. No, not yet. Not yet for Clive Britton, but looks like a good win for Britton after a good start. Another braking zone passed. Now through the S's, but Britton is 10 seconds up the road. And he has his teammate right in front here, as we see him pass, so just not putting a lap on him. I think here he is. Clive Britton will win race 2 here at Sonoma. Great race from him, start to finish. And many congratulations. That's a team photo finish for Hughes and Britton. And Fillingham will take P2. Marvin Mackenberg will finish in P3. Great battle for these two. Baraklov, an anonymous race, but a good one. P4 for him. Manojlovic in P5. Then it's Korhonen will take first spot of this battle pack. Van Viepland, Camaletto, Koech. As you can see, Sven Mackenberg, Ivan Chekhov, Tomi Kosunen, Ralph Arella, and Radek Pavlacek was very, very close. We'll have to see what the timing sheet says after the race. Lukken, Mukonin, 16th, Mike Wyatt, 17th spot, Ricky Binnersley, 18th, Maarten Bakker, 19th, and the last of the finishers, well, not yet, is Martin Hughes. He will finish in P20 after starting from pole, but yeah, a false start. Then having team orders come into play is really bad for your concentration, I'm sure. So a good recovery drive after that drive through from Martin, and he will be the last one to finish this race. We have 6 retirements: Wood, Mol, Söderstedt, Tumulty, Haas, and Kenens. Here he is, Hughes, getting some airtime around the final corner and across the line in just a few seconds. And that is it for round 2 here at Sonoma. So Clive Britton winning it, 9.5 seconds in front of Fillingham and Mackenberg. Fastest lap for Sven Mackenberg, finishing in P10. So that's surprising. In the middle of the packs there, Baraklov, Manojlovic, Korhonen, Van Viepland, Camaletto, Koech, and Mackenberg for the top 10, and Chekhov, Kosunen, Arella, Pavlacek, Lukken, Mukonin, Wyatt, Binnersley, Bakker, and Hughes. That's our finishing order, and then 6 DNFs, as I said. Wood, Mol, Söderstedt, Tumulty, Haas, and Kenens. So a whole different ball game than last time around. This will surely mix up the standings, which you see here. This is from after race 1, but Korhonen doing quite well. Mukonin race 2 was not great. Bakker ended race 2 pretty far down. So everybody having their own story to tell for this race, and yeah, it was a great one. A bit more incidents in race 2 as is to be expected, to be honest. It's not really easy to do a full reverse grid with 26 drivers on the grid, but they actually managed it quite well. We had a couple of rolls and a couple of very, very close moments for some drivers, but most importantly, a lot of great action here with the MX5 Cup cars. Let's have a quick look here in the Discord what the word is. Let's see if we can have anyone coming in for an interview, but in any case, we have our next race.
Hi, Miguel.
Good evening, Sai. Hello. Congrats with a P2 in race 2.
Yes, thank you very much. Yes, very pleased with that actually. To come through it and hang on was very satisfying in the end.
Yeah, we watched that in the end. Was a bit of a gamble in the booth here to see if Mecklenburg would close that gap, but he did. But in the end, it was I think you had two or three attacks to defend from.
Yes, that's right. Yes, I could see the gap ever diminishing. So I was sweating a bit here in the old rig, but yeah, having, as I said in the chat, seeing him close the gap was getting quite nerve-wracking, and the odd mistake kept coming in. But yeah, managed to keep it together, and yeah, he did have a couple of attacks. Maybe he could have had me a bit more if he'd been a bit more aggressive. But in the end, I think he was very respectful, and yeah, glad to get the podium in the second step.
Yeah, nice indeed. And Clive winning the race. How was your first race? Didn't really remember where you ended up.
20th, I think. Something really low down. Had got caught up with an incident at the final hairpin there. Not sure if it was my fault. We'll have to have a look at the replays. But I was attacking someone around the outside. They was on the inside, but there's another car came up behind them as well to try and follow them through on the inside line. So there was a bit of a coming together, but we'll have to wait and see. I'll have a look at it and see if it needs submitting. Yeah,
that was a bit of a theme in this race. Really battles 3, 4, 5 cars going at it. It was a lot of hard fights, that's for sure, in this race. And a moment probably to watch back from this stream is Clive Britton being forced to drive through the pits because he was just there was no room on the
is that what happened?
Yeah, going into that final turn, there was just no room to stay on the track, so he had to bail out and go through the pits, unfortunately.
Oh, that's so funny. I did see him in the pit lane and I thought, what the heck are you doing, Clive? And it did cross my mind if that might have happened, and oh, that's hilarious, but unfortunate.
Yeah, well, he did win race 2, so didn't do something for him. But,
yeah, it did. Yeah, that's the way to do it.
Yeah, indeed. So yeah, thanks for joining me. And in 2 weeks' time, Zandvoort is a pretty similar track to this one with the sand, etc. So I think that will be a great one as well, with a couple of passing opportunities, turn 1, and then into the chicane. So. Let's see what that brings, right?
Yeah, that'll be another great test. Lap 1 especially, that's quite narrow, isn't it? After you've got through turn 1 down to turn 4 and then through the dunes, as you wind through the dunes, it's quite all a bit tight for 26 cars to try and find a space. But yeah, that's what makes it so fun. So I'm sure we'll give it our best.
Indeed, and the same was the case here, and the first laps looked pretty solid actually again. So. That was great to see and provided some great action for everyone.
Oh, please, it's been another enjoyable stream for you.
Yeah, for sure. All right, see you later, Si.
Thanks, Miguel. Cheers.
Cheers. So, hearing from second place man, Si filling him for the second race. And if you enjoyed this, subscribe to our channel, give this stream a like. And join us in 2 weeks' time again on Sunday for our next race at Zandvoort, which will be just as fun and just as action-packed as this one. That's all for me. See you in 2 weeks' time. And if you want to get involved with this racing, there's still a couple of spots left. There's I think 5 spots left to be part of this grid if you want at Zandvoort. So if you like what you see, don't hesitate and get racing. We prefer to have more racers than viewers on YouTube. So if you enjoy it, just head on over to our website, our Discord, and get involved. We're a good bunch of guys. So have a good evening and see you soon.